Hey guys, happy last day of Snake Year. Lunar New Year is tomorrow. It's actually the last couple of hours, at least here in Asia, in the Philippines. I It also happens to be during February, which is Love Month, so I wanted to make two separate episodes, but I think in the interest of time, I will just combine it all into one. But what better place to be shooting this from than this beautiful cafe in Boracay, a tiny island in the Philippines, called the Empress Cafe. Just bringing them some more publicity. Woot, woot, you guys should come here. It's really great drinks, really great food, really nice staff, but just the decor is really lovely. I'm really liking their matcha and ube, especially, and their coffee. But in any case, this episode will just be mostly focused on Love Month because it's Valentine's Day just passed. I actually spent it with one of my greatest loves, pickleball. I entered my first pickleball tournament this weekend very spontaneously with a 3-day notice. They just needed, mm, not needed more players, but people were wanting me to join. There's a really lovely community here, and it's been on my bucket list for a while. And it was really, really fun. I think I could be slightly addicted. Plan to go again in March and April. Surprisingly, I got third place and second place medals, which was so cool, totally unexpected. But really just embracing all of the new experiences as I've been finding for the last month, especially 2025. They say that this is the end of a 9-year soul energy karma cycle of some kind. And while I still sometimes struggle with fully believing in all of that, I think there's something there because I've definitely felt a big shift this year, especially. I feel like this past year was my biggest year of growth yet, and just kind of reached a turning point or maybe finally crossed a threshold where there's no going back to a previous state where I felt so much that I wasn't enough or that I was worthless, that I had nothing to offer. I mean, I still have my low points, of course, but not falling back perhaps to that level. I'm struggling to think of a metaphor. I think maybe the best one would be like if you feel like you've been drowning in this giant pool or ocean for a long time, just always struggling to break the surface. But then finally one day you do, and you finally taste and get a breath of actual air, and you're forever changed after that. And even if you sink back down again, your chemistry is changed. Just everything is changed because you've had that experience. So it's really been so much. I feel like I was able to really reach this place of this unshakable security and groundedness within myself that really made me feel like I could take risks. I could do this. I can bounce back so quickly. And it doesn't stop me the way it used to from taking action or doing something that I know I wanted to do or try because genuinely I'm not attached so much to the outcome anymore. I know that however it turns out, it will have been a great learning experience. I will have grown. It would have been great. And I think that's really a place that allows us to most thrive. And I'm really hoping to support more people to get to that same place too. I posted a blog post and another podcast episode sharing reflections from this year and perhaps other tools or tips that you can try or consider for your own growth journey. This episode, I wanted to talk a bit more about love for Valentine's Day, Love Month. I was, I don't know where it came from, but just the name InStimacy came to me, and I was like, you know, that I've been practicing that for a long time as a nomad, starting over again and again in different places, building communities again, all from scratch. And I didn't realize there was an art and a science to this, to connecting genuinely and relatively quickly. Because I think I've had multiple conversations with people saying that it feels like it takes them a year or two to really settle in after moving somewhere new and finding their people, finding their tribe, finding even one person that they genuinely feel close with and connect to. And I don't think it needs to take that long. I think it depends on the quality of your conversations. And there are some things and tools that we can learn and apply that could really move the needle and make a difference on that front. So I had done speed dating and friending events before, hosted them in Thailand. But that was more hands off, just giving some suggested conversation prompts to the people who attended. But this time I'm really challenging myself to be more of a facilitator in guiding the experience through some authentic relating exercises, other bonding exercises, and even guiding people to figure out what are their core values in relationships, what really makes them feel connected and seen and safe and heard, and really excited to be doing that over a 3 hour long sort of part workshop, part mixer this Wednesday, February 18th at Happiness. What a great name, Happiness Hostel. Totally free, just come by. Ideally the whole time if you can, but anytime, just drop by, we'll fit you in. And it's not just for finding a romantic connection, it's just for finding any connection. Your new bestie, imagine meeting at Happiness, or what a great story, right? It's also welcome and open to couples who just want to come and deepen their relationship. There were 50 plus tools that I learned from my relationship coaching certification that really can deepen connections. And I just really want to be sharing them in honor of Love Month. So I could do that at this event if you are able to attend. If not, just leave a comment or send me an email to drtooney@mail.com asking, and I might, if there's enough interest, put together another time for an online class or record a podcast episode about that to share, because it really is, we're not taught anything about relating in school when it is such an important part of our lives. It is the number one predictor of our health and happiness in our lifetimes, as that famous longitudinal Harvard study demonstrated. And I feel like so many people pour so much effort into their careers, into maybe their personal health, which is important too, just that we can end up feeling quite lonely or disconnected or isolated without also the nourishing quality relationships in our lives of all kinds. And especially if we grew up from families or backgrounds that didn't model healthy relating, or that our needs were never met in the first place, that's a really tough place to start from. And I know, and I've met so many people, especially travelers and nomads, they tend to, some of them might be quite closed off. They might have quietly given up on relating at a certain level or opening their hearts to a certain level. And I feel like that's really painful and hopefully unnecessary if they were just able to learn the tools and maybe practice with some safe people and really experience what it feels like to be genuinely loved and to be loved without any conditions and to be held and supported. So that's what I'm realizing more and more is my mission. And I have shied away from it for a long time, though, since I got my certification, was it 3, 4 years ago? I was like, no, I'm going to wait until I am partnered long term to really feel like I won't be stopped by imposter syndrome in sharing these. But I can't control when that happens. But I have noticed that the quality of my dates and the people that I have been meeting has significantly shifted and gotten better and better. And I feel like it is a direct reflection of the work that we do internally with knowing ourselves better and better, and being able to express that very authentically to attract the people, to really resonate with the right kind of people who would genuinely fit with our genuine, authentic selves. So in all aspects, not just in dates, but my friendships and everything in my life. So why would I wait? And I feel like I have so much that I could share on this topic. It's time to move, what's it called? Move myself out of the way and just be a channel, truly, just be a channel for this sort of mission work. So yeah, come learn at that event, or yeah, shoot me an email about that. Or you can also, I can send you the link. I did this lovely workshop with Iris Chen, the founder of untigering.com, on untigering your romantic relationships and also untigering conflict and communication. These were really powerful. We got feedback such as this was more enlightening than years of therapy. Like, wow, this is just a 1 hour long workshop, 2 parts, so 2 hours total. I'll be happy to send you the link if you just ask. What else? What else? But yeah, I think there is a lot to unpack here when thinking about Love Month. I think that lots of people can end up feeling bad about themselves, like there is something wrong with you if you haven't figured out this whole relating thing, or you may, if you find yourself in chaotic relationships or repeating patterns or cycles of turmoil, or if there are ups and downs. I first want to say, and I know it's hard for you to believe that truly there isn't anything at all wrong with you. You know, some of us, it's harder. We may have the kind of like intricate, imagine the intricate, crazy puzzle piece that we are. We fit with fewer people, and like that's okay. That doesn't mean that we have to try to soften the edges or change them or break them just to be more palatable, or fit with more people, because then that's breaking ourselves. That's abandoning ourselves. That's not fulfilling or even sustainable long term to do that. And truly, I believe quality over quantity every time. If you just have one person who really sees you, appreciates you, understands you, that makes up for however many not as quality connections. So it's truly okay when people say, if you haven't met the right person yet, at any age, that could be true. It could just be harder to find matches for you, and that's okay, because it's just how the odds are. And please never feel like you are on a timeline or that you have to have stuff figured out by a certain age, because that is a myth, total lie. People are figuring stuff out their entire lives. And you can find your person or your true love at any time, at any stage, or your besties for life too, just anyone at any time. And I think, said another misconception, I think if they're behind, or if, ooh, I forgot. Yikes. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I think another one is also that people thinking or idealizing romantic love is more important than all the other forms of love. It's not. It really isn't. It's just one type. In fact, you put yourself in a dangerous, dependent sort of situation if you put all your relating eggs in one basket. I mean, I think if that's your standard for a romantic partner, that could be quite hard to find, because there is no perfect person out there, even a perfect person for you. There will be ups and downs. That's what I want to say. It's like, just for ups and downs, all close relationships at some point will go through some ups and downs. There will be times when you have misunderstandings, or when you step on each other's toes. And I think a tricky part with people, especially with chaotic backgrounds, where if we learned that was so unsafe, conflict is super scary. So then we would try to avoid it at all costs. But there is a way that you can navigate conflict with safety, with that love intact, and with respect, in just trying to figure out what happened, and also really in believing that there was good intentions here. I know that can be hard to discern, because there are unsafe people and dynamics out there. And it definitely takes practice with that, but it's not so black and white. And I think if you are thinking of someone in your life and you know that they genuinely have a good heart and good intentions, I think it is worth trying to work it out rather than just discarding, like I think so many people in the modern world are doing, especially with the swipe cultures where they have the illusion of a lot of choice out there. People are way pickier than they were decades ago as well. But it really takes so much to build, and soulmates are built, not found, um, no matter what kind there. But just to normalize that there will be some ups and downs to any connection, and it's how you navigate it. It's not what exactly it is, or even how often it happens, but are you able to genuinely and sincerely repair when those missteps happen and you step on each other's toes. And the final thing I'll share that comes to mind is the patterns that you may feel like, oh, why am I going through this again? What am I like? I thought I healed this or moved past this. I think I shared maybe in another episode that there was that circular staircase. Well, it looks like you're just going in circles, repeating the same patterns, but if you actually just change your angle, you'll see you're going through the circular staircase. So you are still always moving forward. Each time that you revisit something, even if it feels like it's the same pattern again, like for example, oh, I again found myself attracting or being into an emotionally unavailable person, or um, that trust that, I mean, know that you are a different person now. Each time you go through it, you have more tools, more resources, more experiences, more perspectives, more wisdom. It will never be exactly the same. You'll handle it differently. Something new will come out of it. And perhaps you're experiencing it again because it's really going to bring something new for you, a new insight, a new breakthrough, a new level of you. So I would say don't be disheartened, and give yourself credit too. The sooner that you recognize it, hey, I'm repeating this again, I'm going to remove myself, or I'll choose to act differently, even if it's just in a little way, like 0.1% differently than before. It is part of your journey. It is part of your healing. And a lot of times we unfortunately don't learn the lesson the first time or even the 100th time. And it's okay, but we just keep trying to do better and have that self-awareness and reflection, and just keep looking back and seeing how we can learn and improve from every single experience. So that's just me riffing on just some random thoughts from Love Month. And I know I've said this in the past too, but also beware, even though I very much advocate for building connection quickly and not wasting people's time, but sometimes it also does take time to see who someone really is, see who they are over time, because it can be easy to still have a bit of the mask on. Maybe you're running off of certain hormones, or even that can, just despite your best efforts, can influence how you behave or how you come across. And so I think also it's recognizing the sort of InStimacy, but also giving it time, giving it oxygen, letting it really grow and bloom, and to not apply such a black and white filter of this was a waste of my time if this doesn't end up being the partner for me. You never know, you truly never know how this person might be in your life. It might be a really great new friend, might be some kind of professional connection. They may introduce you to somebody intentionally or unintentionally. Just enjoy, as long as you are enjoying the moments that you spend and that you're learning from them and with them. Because I truly believe everybody has so much, at least one thing, but I think many things to teach us. So just really enjoying life, like knowing, having an idea of what you want, what you're looking for, but also having that openness. So in any case, I'll leave it there for now. And I'll try to be more, at least once a month, with the podcast and the email list. That is my New Year's resolution with all of this. And again, reach out to me if you have any questions, want to be a guest, want to have a conversation, have questions about anything, or just want to be sent all of the events and offerings. Thank you, and see you next time.